Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Well, today we're going to be diving in a little bit to the top 5 family-friendly neighborhoods here in St. Petersburg, Florida. So whether you are relocating to the Tampa, St. Petersburg area, or you're just curious about some of our family-friendly neighborhoods here in St. Pete, I think this video is going to help you with that. We're going to show you around the areas that we're going to talk about today and see what you think. So let's get into it. As a lot of you know, especially if you've been following my channel, that St. Petersburg is known for its water views, its very active lifestyle, its art scene, lots of arts and culture in general, great restaurants, an amazing social scene. So what happens is, of course, you don't have to live in downtown St. Petersburg and be close to all of the happening action. You can be a little bit outside of the downtown area in some really nice areas, and you're really just a couple of miles from downtown. So those are some of the neighborhoods we're gonna be talking about today. I'm gonna show them to you, and I wanna know what you think. So don't forget, you always can comment down below in the comment section. Let me know if there's an area that you liked. If there's an area that I missed that you want me to record, I'm happy to do that as well. So let's get started. So the first neighborhood we're gonna be talking about today is Euclid Heights. Now don't get it confused with Euclid St. Paul. Euclid Heights is actually near Meadow Lawn, so it's just a little north of Euclid St. Paul. Like most neighborhoods that I'm going to show you today, Euclid Heights has a historic mix of architecture with a strong sense of community. You've got beautiful tree-lined streets, parks, and again, like I mentioned, you're in close proximity to downtown. And let's talk about the schools. Some of the top schools in the area include North Shore Elementary and St. Pete High School. Both are known for their academic excellence. But in the Euclid Heights neighborhood, you have Meadow Lawn Middle School and Northeast High School. And according to niche.com, Euclid Heights is #1 in best neighborhoods to buy a house in St. Pete. It only has a population of about 4,000 people, and it offers residents with a densely populated suburb type feel. You've got some shopping nearby, you're near a lot of the major roads, but again, you're just north of downtown, so it's an easy access to all of the fun things down by the pier. Okay, so now we're in Magnolia Heights, which is #2 on my list. Magnolia Heights has a population of about 2,000, but it's right next to Allendale Terrace and 5 Points, which I like a lot as well. So they kind of blend together with their community. Magnolia Heights has a very strong community presence here. I was driving around and I was seeing their community meetings this week at some point. Everybody's got Magnolia Heights flags, very strong community feel over here. I also think the houses are a little bit larger than they were over in Euclid Heights. Now, Euclid Heights, the price point's gonna be a little bit lower. You're gonna have a smaller house. But again, if you're under 500,000, you need to look into that neighborhood. But now we're going up a little bit. And as you're going south from Euclid Heights down to Magnolia Heights, again, the closer you get to downtown St. Pete, the houses get a little bigger and a little bit more expensive. So keep that in mind. So the great thing about Magnolia Heights is if you're somebody, you and your family, you want to be able to walk out your door and walk and bike to places, this area is conducive to that. So you can walk or bike to your local grocery store, to a brewery, to your favorite restaurant, and you also can walk to Crescent Lake, which we're gonna stop at next. It's a very quiet neighborhood as I'm driving around here. It's very quiet and not a lot of street traffic, which is really great too, especially if you want your kids to be able to ride their bikes. But let's talk about schools for a second. All of these little neighborhoods I'm showing you do have great schools. Do your own research. I always recommend people to go to niche.com or to greatschools.org and look it up for yourself. But in this area in particular, you're gonna find Azalea Elementary School and Admiral Fugate Academy. All right, let's keep moving. Okay, so neighborhood #3 is Crescent Lake, which is behind me. And I'm surrounded by 3 very hungry squirrels. The squirrels in this park are friendly, but you have to be careful because if you feed them anything, I just learned my lesson, they will fight each other for a little piece of scrap. But it is, again, a beautiful lake around this little area, this neighborhood. This neighborhood is very sought after. Beautiful homes. They're doing lots of renovations around this neighborhood. So some of those older bungalow homes that we've talked about before, they're now renovating or plopping brand new construction on top of. So this area is perfect for families. They've got a little park over here as well that has a jungle gym, and you've got the walking path all the way around the lake. There's a dog park as well. So this is a very, very popular area. It's also about 2 miles from downtown St. Petersburg. You're also just off of one of the main roads, which has all of your everyday shopping on. So again, convenience is everything, right? And as far as schools in this area, we're looking at St. Paul's Catholic School, as well as John Hopkins Middle School. But I'm sure there's more in this area. Those are just the two that I know that are pretty highly rated. So again, this area got a great community feel. They've got farmers markets all the time and holiday events. This park is really big. I'll do a little pan here. So you can imagine there's always something going on in this area. And like I mentioned, the squirrels, they're just circling me wanting some more little treats. So again, wonderful little area. Put Crescent Lake on your list. And neighborhood number 4 is Shore Acres. Now, Shore Acres is a waterfront community with about 5,000 people, and it was named the number 2 best neighborhood to live in by niche.com. The downside? It's in a flood zone. And it's not in a small flood zone, it floods regularly. It's the worst part about Shore Acres because it is a beautiful community. Homes are all different sizes and shapes, and you're just so close to downtown St. Pete as well as the Vinoy Park. So I just recommend my clients, I've sold a little bit in Shore Acres, and you have to have a house that has higher elevation. So you have to check the elevation and make sure that the house could withstand a little flood, because it's gonna flood. Shore Acres has a lot of amenities, as you can imagine, being waterfront property, right? So you're gonna have a lot of canals and opportunities to kayak and stand-up paddleboard. There's a lot of parks nearby. So it's, again, very conducive for active families that like that outdoor water life. And in the area, families have access to Shore Acres Elementary and Canterbury School of Florida. So again, check those schools out on greatschool.org. But I think, you know, Shore Acres is one. Don't be afraid too much of the flood zone, but you do have to be prepared for something like that, because you are paying to be in one of the most gorgeous neighborhoods in Florida. And neighborhood number 5, now that we've winded down, is one of my all-time favorite areas because it's kind of unique. Jungle Prada. Jungle Prada is known for its lush landscapes, for peacocks. There's all these signs that say watch for peacock crossings. It's got a lot of historical significance, and it's a completely wonderful family-friendly environment, and it's super close to the water. The area has Jungle Prada Tavern, parks, access to Boca Ciega Bay for boating and fishing. And like I said, you can, anywhere, of course, around all this bay water, you can do kayaking, fishing, and stand-up paddleboarding. And so again, if you and your family like to do water sports, you've got to be near those areas. So again, Jungle Prada, put it on your list. It's very close to Jungle Terrace. It's literally just south of Jungle Terrace on the map. So it's in a little nugget kind of community, but don't be afraid to expand to Jungle Terrace as well. It's really quite beautiful over there. And again, let's talk about schools. You've got great schools like Azalea Elementary School, and again, Admiral Fugate Academy. So check it out. I think you might be interested in Jungle Prada. Again, let me know what you think below. Okay guys, well I think that about covers it for the top 5 family-friendly neighborhoods in St. Petersburg. So again, I hope this video was helpful to you, and until next week, I'll see you around. Bye-bye.